Yeah, look, it certainly should be. And we've seen that Heroic have played a lot of Inferno as of late. Well, they have had some up and down results. They've only got like 33% win rate. They're against a huge level of caliber teams. You've got Spirit in there, Fnatic, OG, MIBR, Liquid, Vitality. You've got some really big name sides. So look, already a map up in the series for Heroic. A couple of sets of util coming through for Nico and Borb, looking to try and see if they can 2-0 their campaign to continue their lower bracket run.
Straight into the banana presence. Hobbit going to read what's going on and quickly turn away back to the site. Fast rush in, it seems. Hobbit takes that one frag and that second kill on Kadian and Stown. Peeks back in with a triple, but Tessus and Borb get those trades together. A 3-on-3 situation as the bomb plant can be secure.
A pretty decent position coming out for Gambit on this retake. Out towards Banana, they've already got Axel trying to come through. Intersto being pressured up towards Construction as Borup continues to converge into getting a little bit more aggressive and just trying to slow this retake down.
2-on-2 situation, Shiro and Axile, the two players that have been the highlight entities of the Gambit side, now pressing in to try and find a low HP Borup and a high HP Nico. Borup falls, Nico in the back line, needs those headshots to come through, gets Axile, sees where Shiro's at, 6 bullets in the magazine, spams his way through, doesn't get the kill, the kit's on Shiro. Does he have enough time for this? I think he does. It's going to be a pistol going the way of Gambit, a big way to start things off on Inferno.
Yeah, look, that's what they need. Big pistol round like that. I thought the Heroic actually played that incredibly well. We saw them getting into an even 3 versus 3. Borup starts the aggressive approach in towards Construction, and it just gets slower and slower out from Gambit. But Shiro winning out a really important kill towards the end there at Nubox, getting back onto that bomb and getting Gambit off to the start. Interesting enough, we're not seeing Heroic buy. They get a bomb plant and they get a hell of a lot of kills, but even with 4 on the board, they've opted just to go for a bit of an eco instead.
Yeah, Deagle's on. Utility on a couple of players, no Kevlar. I can respect it, you know. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, you can build up to even greater rifles into round 3 if you get both bomb plants in. So I think that might be the general aim of Heroic this time around. The Eagles will be playing slow just in case they can catch off CTs that might be boosted or overextended here in the banana position especially. But shouldn't be around the Heroic should win. I mean, again, usually you expect to see a force play off the back of this, but no, not to be right now.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of utility in, so maybe they could just try and crunch their way in towards bracket, see if they can get a couple of duels, and get those Deagles flying through. The Gambit have got a very heavy presence, though, out from brackets. Nade coming in, doesn't do any damage. Slow walk comes through for the Deagle. First kill comes out for Nafany. The T's continue charging forward and just get mopped up completely. Star and Acadian now the last couple left. And while Heroic did invest a little bit into this round, it looks like they didn't invest anything at all. A simple mop up coming through from Gambit. Stown just trying to take some long-range duels, but he's in a 1v5.
Yeah, not much he can do here. Flash over. His basis of the utility set. No Kevlar, obviously, in this hand cannon, just trying to lean in, try and catch off players if they overextend. Axel with the SMG could be on for a $600 kill. And indeed, that is exactly where he is at. 2-0 for the Gambit side. Heroic with the eco clean up now with the rifles in tow. Actually, a pretty decent amount of money to work with here, considering that, it probably could have been weakened a little bit by the Eagles that they had. But yeah, 4 AKs should come through, all pin for Cadian. Utility sets for 3 players and making it a 3 set for a 4th man. I believe the other AK was dropped for Tessus there somewhere in T-spawn. That seems to be the case. Yep, okay. All rifles in, bonus rifle round for Gambit.
This is going to be a big test for Gambit to see how they actually approach the opening rifle round. Do we see any aggression? Is it very passive? Well, to start off, it actually looks like the T's are going flying in towards the apartments control. Cadian trying to entry out with the NWP. As soon as that incendiary goes down, though, they start to slow it. They start to back off a little bit. Note, continue that aggression going forward. And now start running out their default with a lean in towards the A side.
Very quickly adjusted from the Heroic side. A 180 as soon as the incendiaries came in. Good control of the apartments for Gambit, but they will be able to concede it. And they will, in the end, concede it to the Heroic side as they gain that part of the map. Down in Boiler, up in Apps. They were extended out to the big long corridor. Seems to be brackets control coming in for Heroic. Looking into a short play. Potentially a split in from short on apartments. Maybe even long control coming out, actually, but it's just going to be suppressed by more smokes in from Inters.
Yeah, Gambit are doing a pretty good job of kind of locking them into this brackets control. Heroic look like they want to start backing off. Now, that aggressive player from Inters would have heard at least a few of those footsteps of them starting to relocate. They've left Nico as a bit of a lurkout from the apartments, and now looking over towards the B side. There's a little bit of utility here from Hobbit as well. If he can put down a smoke and an incendiary at the right time, they could slow this even further.
Incendiary on. The smoke does come through in the end. It drives the T's to rotate right back towards the A site into the mid control. Very quick smoke's going to get set up here. Shiro and Axile set with an M4 and an SMG. SMG is the insurance policy. Shiro's going to have to hold off on the short control. Great flash in. Sees those players coming forward. Captain Ida bomb plant 2 players to line up for Axile. And the M4 Shiro gets 2 more kills in. No, he only gets 1. Doesn't matter. There's 1 player in the back of Inters. Fama turns up with a kill. And Nico in 4 seconds to pick up the bomb, get it planted. Nafani cleans it up. And that's a big bonus round for Gambit Esports.
Yeah, look, great spams coming through that moto smoke, because you almost saw there for Heroic, the trains were so back and forth. They still had the bomb in control, but as soon as it gets dropped on the site and it's down to the pit player, that's it. That round is absolutely finished. Heroic sort of got brought in a lot of baits, right? We saw that they looked like they wanted to go over towards A, more utility came down, they moved over towards the B side, then Hobbit put down the incendiary and smoke, drove them back in towards the A play. It felt like they really didn't get control of the pacing on that T side round.
Heroic yet to start here on T side, which is, again, encouraging for Gambit, given the fact they need to win this map to stay in the series. Early CT side going well enough for them. Burst through and Axard and Inters in the apartments. They'll deal with the 2 Heroic players. Damage to the Stown as well. Smokes and flashes do go over. Shiro backed up here towards the library area. Knows that there's a player out long. Tight gap to try and see if he can get that frag together. Doesn't overextend against Stown at this stage, however. He's just going to be peeking in, taking shots. And she falling back as Heroic try and play a different angle here.
Now, oh, what? Nafani tried to get somewhat aggressive out from long, but the opening Deagle kill comes through for the T side. Unfortunately, they've already lost a couple of players of Nico and Tessus. If they can just get just another pick onto Shiro, that might just be able to open up this long control.
Good shoulder bait from Stown. Borup does fall to Axile, but the Deagle taking some serious risks and actually managing to buy a bit of breathing room for his side. Cadian goes down now, so it's all left on him with the bomb out on the short position, trying to grab that rifle, do some sort of work back here, but no, Shiro takes him down nice and easy. 4-0 to the start here for the Gambit Esports side. Heroic back up on these rifles. Damage was done to Gambit. They should be able to afford the main M4s, and that's exactly what they'll get out here. Heroic, they're going to go straight AKs. Cadian with a Tech 9 and an AWP? No, just a Tech 9. Just a Tech 9? Yeah, it seems to be. Okay. He's got $3 grand, but he's going to opt not to buy here.
Yeah, probably give himself enough money for the AWP in the next round, and, you know, if one of his teammates fall, then he can just pick up the AK from him and try and keep that economy float nice and simple. Fast playing towards brackets. This is a set piece coming out for Heroic. Lots of smokes coming through towards that long position, trying to wrap, not in towards CT, but back in towards the A site. Flashes over the top. The anchor's completely blind on this A site. Inters has been seen by the T side. Does find that first pick, and Axel tries to peek him with him. Nico and Tessus now the last couple left. They do open up the bomb site. A chance to get the bomb plan in.
Couple of good trades there from TSS, allowing the plant to be secured. A 3-on-2 advantage, however, favouring the Gambit side. They've got a kit in on Shiro. There's 1 kit also on the balcony of the apartment's entrance. Kit on site and everything. There's plenty to work with for this side. They've just got to press forward slowly but surely here. M4 and Fama ending up with the AWP. Time is ticking. TSS and Nico have the crossfire locked. About 20 seconds remaining on this retake. Smoke back down. Try and blind off the pit entrance. The Farney falls. Tessus on the bomb spray through from Nico does not go well. Hobbit trades it. Tessus now left alone, but they're running out of time here. They've got to try and force him out of position, and he's not going to move. He's going to sit and go down with the bomb. Shiro's going to get that kill on the exit, but it's not around for Gambit. He goes up in flames as Heroic will win themselves 1. And Gambit taking so long, expecting Tessus to push when he just didn't want to do so at all.
That's one of the first times I've really seen Gambit looking just awful. Like, that retake is so slow. I don't know why it's so slow. They've got the opening advantage. They've got themselves a 3 versus 2. They've got kits in play. They've got util, and they just slow it down so low. And eventually, if no one peeks, if the player on towards the site of Tessus just doesn't swing, well, there's nothing they can do about it. Look at the buy they're even bringing back into round 6. Heroic now looking to go in for another rush.
This time, instead of shut it down, only takes that one frag. Dink back on Stam will tag him to just 11 points of health. Will they be able to follow suit? Well, they have got players all up and down in the mid control. One player has pushed in from the CT side. Nafani will be keeping his eyes on that banana position. Didn't see or hear anything. Now back to much more passive stance on the contact play. Will jump behind the stack and try look for the T-side players as they make their way out. Heroic, probably aware of this. Won't be peeking in just right now. They're on the clock a little bit lower.
It all just comes down to the timing. I don't even think Nafani saw anything towards the bottom of Banana, but is going to fall back at the right time. No one's really in a rotating position. You've got a couple of players out from Library and Arch, but they still haven't made some movement. Finally, we're going to see Hobbit moving over. Self-boost up towards Nubox as well for Nafani.
Nicely placed there, giving himself enough breathing room and time. Smoke down the Incendiary out for Hobbit. That should probably take us some of the low HP players, or just allow them to line up the kills. Nafani gets 1, Hobbit gets 2, and now Stal left alone in the 1 versus 4. Native back by Hobbit. A big triple from the major champion. And a 5-1 scoreline right now for Gambit as they strike right back against Heroic. That lack of confidence, that little bit of poor play in the retake, non-existent here in round 6.
That was more dominant. That's what we want to see there coming out from Gambit. Lovely little bit of movement coming out from Nafani on the side to get to that new box position by himself, and just having great support coming through from Hobbit out from CT on rotate. Heroic off to a very slow start on this T side and a very lopsided buy, but they do have an AWP in play.
Well, I was questioning the Tech 9 buy for Heroic. I didn't understand it because it's an AWP and Mac 10s. AWP and AKs would make more sense in this case, but Heroic going to go with this kind of setup. All players have had Kevlar for Gambit, so these Mac 10s are not going to be as effective as they would hope it to be at this stage. Nafani with the M4 instead peeking in. There's going to be a flashback. He hears the tags up. Flash in to line them all, and Stan will take him down. Over-aggressive from the CT side. Counter flashes from the Ts will start to come in. Smokes down. Hobbit is going to get spotted to the edge of the smoke. Doesn't quite fall yet. Has backup on the way. And Heroic, they retreat here.
Yeah, look, they're going into a bit of a buy scenario where they're trying to help themselves out. They're on max round loss bonus. They're going to be certainly a lot of money to work with in the next round, and they've already been able to do a fair bit of damage, bait out a lot of utility. The one thing they haven't really been able to bait out, though, is the util towards the A site. You've got Axel playing out from Graveyard, getting closer to 40 seconds left on the clock. Only a single smoke for Stown, but man advantage is here for Heroic.
Where does Stown use this utility? Set up towards the brackets position and putting it down towards Moto, it seems. Okay. Inter's ready. Sees 2 players popping out. Sprays through from Axel. Gets 1 kill. Almost gets Borup as well. HG's in. Does take him down. Lays back towards the apartment. And Inter tries to hold towards the site. The AWP trades it back to a 2 versus 2. But Hobbit getting a wallbang kill through the smoke. Takes out the likes of Stown, leaving it all on Kaden with the AWP. 1v2. He's gotten 2 frags already. Quadra clutch up for the man. Peeking in towards Hobbit's position. Takes him down. All left on Shiro. Shiro takes the wallbang headshot and takes the round for Gambit. What a kill from him.
What an AWP shot. You can see what Kaden was trying to do there out from the pin position, isolate both of those 1v1s, jump spot in towards that short position, but an absolute banger of a shot comes out from Shiro. And Gambit Esports are really applying a lot of pressure on this CT side, Jay. And they're even going to take a tactical timeout. Them, out of all teams, to take one.
So, where was this Gambit in map 1? Because that was the kind of Gambit we needed to see to win Overpass. And I mean, just shocking awe to try and adjust and take Inferno. Like, we had this one written off from the word go in map 2, just off the basis of the fact they lost Overpass, you know? Their best map in the pool by far and away. And Heroic currently down by a margin of 5 rounds. Tactical taken by the Russians. Rifles are back in play for the T side. No AWP. I believe there's one on the floor of the CT spawn for Shira to pick up. Gambit. Let's see how they'll adjust against Heroic. Let's see how Heroic will try and back in. They just need the rifles to try swing momentum back. I mean, damage has been done to Gambit, so there is reset potential as well.
Yeah, certainly so. Single round loss bonus, there's like no money to work with in terms of the reserve either. A little bit of utility coming down towards Banana, but not being taken by the CTs. Heroic just running out their default. Triple play over towards B, something we haven't really seen from Gambit so far. It's normally been a bit more of a lean towards the A site and then rotates coming back to stack it up. It might be the right read, though.
Down and Cadian leaning in. Flash over. There's a good kill from Shiro. Lands a collect tag as well. Nafani flashed in. No blind face. He goes a little bit too early. Gets the kill off on one reface and Borup ends up losing his life. And Gambit looking alive on the CT defense. A 4 versus 2. TSS and Nico siphoned off from each other. One player's all the way up at short. The other one's back at the Bernardo position. The bomb on the back of TSS. Got to link up with Nico if they want a chance of this one. There's a CT in the way at the apartment, so there's very few options here for Heroic.
Yeah, this round is pretty much done, right? I mean, even that bomb going to cross out for mid should just be seen by the player in the apartments, and there it is. Simple kill coming through from Axel. Nico's now left 1v4. Now, he does have the element of surprise coming through from brackets, but time's low. He's going to have to trade out to Axel, and he's even reading that he's coming in from the apartments. Another kill comes through from Axel. Picks up an AK-7 now on the board for Gambit Esports. What a performance we are seeing from them on the CT side. And I think we're just seeing the individuals come alive. I think that for Shiro and Axel, while they were playing somewhat decent on that first map, we really didn't see that star potential. But I think we're starting to see it now.
Oh yeah, they've been stellar. You know, by far and away, the stellar duo of this matchup so far. Again, not like they were playing bad on Overpass, it was just this map is amazing for them. AKs on 2, M4s on 2 others, AWP for Shiro. Galil for Nico, and contact to Banana for the Heroic side. Gambit not going to lean up that far here. Incendiary for Hobbit will try block them. As soon as he sees some utility coming in, just trying to try see if he can stop them from the main entrance. Seems to be a definitive hit though. Smoke's coming up, Incendiary's down. They're going to try and siphon them off. First Incendiary hits the wall instead for Hobbit. Flashbang over for Nafani. They have been blocked for the moment.
Now they even peak with that. Resmoke comes down towards Banana too. That's going to hold them at bay, play the man advantage, rotate a fourth player over, or third player over, sorry, I should say, is playing out from Speedway of Shiro. Maybe thinking that it's going to be a play back towards the A side because Heroic are now starting to leave this Banana presence. And they've just got no utility between them. They put so much early pressure in towards the top of Banana, and after they lose that opening pick, they've got nothing to play for now. Leaning back in towards A, Shiro's going to be here on a contact peak.
Face 2 players in, face up. Shoulder bait still gets connected by Shiro as TSS goes down. He refaces the long position, looking onto the brackets entrance, out towards Quad. He looks and catches Katie and almost gets the next player in. Borup, bomb on his back. If he goes down, it's round. Said and done. Does the AWP continue extending? I don't think it does. He's had his fill. And now it's up to the CTs on the site in Inters and Axel here. No, he faces again. Almost catches Borup. Borup gives up his life. You talked about Shiro and Axel having great games. That's a perfect example right there. And Axel set to finish it off. 8-1. Gambit winning the CT side. And Heroic finally taking their first tag.
Shiro's 15-1 in 9 rounds. He's having such a game. Oh boy, Heroic are having a tough time on this T side. We're not seeing them winning out the majority of the post plans. They've only managed a single round so far in this first half. Now, we do know that they've had some rough T sides over on Inferno in Katowice so far against Big. They started on T side, or sorry, I should say they started on CT side. They got 12 rounds, but there was a big comeback coming through from the German side. Ended up going 16-12, getting 4 rounds on T to close out that map against Spirit only yesterday. They started CT. They only got 6 rounds on the T side again. So we have seen, maybe not to this extent, but some weak-ish T sides from Heroic. And, well, this is just showing that they're getting battered by the CIS squad.
Yeah, utter domination from the Gambit side so far. Utility in to try gain the mid control and the apartments positions for the Heroic side. Shiro going to back off and try reposition as Axel holds face with the AK in. Tech9 fires away, sees away his position from the Traces, turns on Tesses and takes him out to begin things. Nade to the next player's position. Doesn't do as much damage to Nico as they'd like, but to start out, a kill on Heroic, losing one of the key pistol players. Of course, there's only pistols in play for this round.
Yeah, not much investment here. If they can get away with a bomb plant, get away with a couple of kills, then they'll be happy with that. Boost coming up towards a flower pot position for Nafani, just jiggle peeking coming out from Hobbit. As soon as he sees contact, he'll put some util down. Nade up towards the top of Banana. Decent damage to that T side.
Attack heavy, incendiaries. Continuing on to that main position. Smoke also ready for Hobbit. Puts it down, siphons off, re-smoke back towards the CT cross. 2 players out. I thought that he got both those kills for the transfer. Nafani was there on the move spot, doubling up and dropping in against the triple. I thought he got that kill as well. But no, that's Shiro stealing it in with the AWP. And the pistol's cleaned up by the Heroic side. Gambit conceding a single round so far in this map up. Will they concede a second against the rifles of Heroic? They are being brought down with the AKs. Yeah, good defensive just being held all across the board here for the CT side.
Yeah, they're not cracking under pressure at all, are they? And what I love too is that you've even got players not overextending when they've got man advantages. They're playing incredibly disciplined. They're making sure that they're not getting sort of baited in. They're not getting too hungry. Heroic have only taken a single tactical in this first half. Nade comes down towards a banana position. Not a massive amount of damage done to this T side. It's actually Nico with the opening spam. 1-for-1 trade coming out from the apartments.
Yeah, Axar responding over in the apartment's entryways. Looking for a secondary kill on Nico, and indeed does find it. 4 versus 3 gained by Gambit one more time. They have done damage to that player, though. He's going to need some backup because he's still the only player here on the A site. If they can overwhelm and take him down, he's in an open angle right now. Gets back towards the graveyard position to just buy himself a bit more cover, but he's going to need his teammates to rotate in from Speedway because Heroic, they go to A, they basically win a 3v3.
It all comes down to timing, right? Like, if they come in long, silently, then maybe Axel is sort of caught off. He's low HP. They're putting so much emphasis over towards that B side. It's all going to come into the slow warp from Borup. Do they check that angle? Axel needs to get at least 1 kill on the trade.
Borup looking up. Back to the corner. AK seen. He gets a kill.
What?
Borup gets that trade together, though. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Axile. It sets up Nafani, Inters, and Hobbit. Bombs on site. Borup checking all angles. They'll plant towards the front corner. Nade close. That does damage as well to Cadian. Trying to get him out of the way with the Incendiary. Getting off that bomb site. Swinging around towards the short control. Looking towards the long entrance here at Brackets where Inters is leaning up. And he still gets the kill. Borup remains 1v3. 1 headshot found towards Hobbit. Needs to get 2 more. 1 coming in from Graveyard. 1 coming in from short. Sees his second man, but distracted by that player. Leaves Nafani plenty of room to get the kill and get double digits for Gambit. I don't know what's going on, Dwayne. I genuinely was not expecting this. I thought Heroic were going to smack Gambit about. That's not happened here at all.
Yeah, it's really the other way around. Heroic have had a really tough time. They're not able to find the conversion on that post plant. They don't even have the advantage. How Axel is able to get a 1-on-1 trade in Graveyard on an off angle with 19 HP and Stown pre-aiming, I don't know. But it's just a little bit of luck, a little bit of success, and a little bit, or maybe a massive amount of skill coming through from Gambit to just continue this dominant affair on the City side. Heroic. I mean, they can only get 5 rounds on T side of this. They're going to try another quick play towards Brackets.
There's Inters and Shiro combining to get the opening kill on Borup. Inters will get taken back by the HE in towards Quad. 1 trade back by Stown, turns it into a 3 versus 3. He's on 20 HP though, so Gambit take a HP advantage above the T side. Flash over from the short control, keeps Shiro blind at this stage. He's got counter flashes and AWP peeking in. Oh, he gets the headshot on Nico. That's a good sequence. Back in for a bit more. He's firing back on a player underneath it. He almost got the wall bang in. Stown and Cadian taking damage. Molotov's back here, might take Nafani out, but still the trades are good from Hobbit coming in from short. Cadian once again left in a clutch scenario, gets a secondary frag, and now 1-on-1 on Shiro, getting towards the bomb site, but his back turns on that short control, and Shiro makes his own 3K happen to get Gambit 11-1 up. Heroic fail yet again on the rifle rounds.
It's like they're playing out without pressure, and maybe that's because they know they're already a map down in the series and it's a lower bracket game, that maybe they're not playing with a lot of pressure. They're kind of going into this and saying, right, let's play a little bit more looser, let's give our players a little bit more freedom, and let's just try and see if we can just show up, and that's just what they're doing on Inferno. Heroic, it's not as if they're playing a bad T side. Like, they're getting decent trades, they're doing okay with the entries, but it's just the mid round and late round in which they're really struggling with. Shiro's 19-2, Axel's 16-6. They haven't really needed Hobbit, Inters, and Anafani to do anything special except find those trades, find those engagements, and then leave it up to Shiro and Axel to do the heavy lifting, because that's what they've been doing in this first half.
Yeah, I was going to draw your attention to that, to those kill counts, because those two players are just, they've ascended out of the server into another realm by comparison to not only their own teammates, but also to Heroic, who they themselves have not surpassed any higher than 6 frags on Cadian, which even that is below the bottom fragger of Inters on Gambit. So, call it overperformance, ridiculous sort of like levels from Shiro and Axile. Definitely from Shiro, I have to say. Or underperformance from Heroic. Either way, it's led to this 11-1 and Gambit, a serious lifeline being brought in this series. All they got to do is get past this map, take us to Mirage, and buy the second chance against this camp. AK's in on Stown. Hero AK set up on a half buy. But he's got to be a serious hero for this side.
They might try and go quick into brackets again. I mean, they've tried it countless times. Oh, just a straight spam coming through to the top of Banana Smoke. You're kidding. Absolutely no vision. Yes, they at least recover that AK, but what a start again from Gambit, and it's Hobbit to find the opening kill.
And Nico grabbing that AK real quick, because they're going to need it to try and get a basis to work with in this map up, in this round at the very least. Axile and Inters on the apartments and the short face. Taps through, trying to catch players off from that short presence. They know that there's a player on the balcony now. And Shiro seeing nothing towards long. Heroic playing a very careful default here.
Yeah, not looking to really find too much map territory, at least over towards the A side. Already losing that opening player towards Banana. It looks like they're going to have another crack at it. Lurk Smoke comes down, Nafany playing up towards the first Oranges position, normally been out towards the flower pots. And Resmoke in from Hobbit, that's just going to slow it down further. And Nafani's got full nade set, so as soon as this smoke starts to dissipate, they could just tank in all the nades.
Gap there for Hobbit to work with. I think he's got a T-side player. Eventually takes out Kadian for it. Flashbang keeps him blind, so he can't take out the kill on Tete. That's what Nafani's there for. And still smashing the smoke. Gets a 3K. Borup falls next. And Heroic lose all 5 players for no good trades. Gambit looking as confident as ever, and this was what we were hoping for from this side. You know, coming into this tournament, there's a lot of optimism around Gambit, a lot of optimism around teams like them, and Spirit, especially Spirit. But Gambit, they themselves had some upset potential, and finally they're starting to shine through here against Heroic. Just probably not in the map that we were expecting it to do, you know?
This could be on track for the most one-sided performance map we have seen in the entire group stage. I know that we had a couple of the play-in games go quite one-sided, but nothing quite like this in the group stage. Nade going down towards Banana position. The nade damage is incredibly high, especially for the B anchors between Hobbit and Nafany. Gambit getting off to another decent start.
Flash is over as Nico finds the first kill in the apartments, getting up close and personal against Axile. The Banana campaign was the main concern for Heroic. But now they might have to shift their priorities as Inters and Shiro may be left to defend the A positions. 2 players on either side. One man is starting to rotate away from B, though. We'll swap places with Shiro instead, so that AWP can be on the B side. There's going to be a moment of time where there's going to be nobody on the A play, however, only Inters. M4 towards mini pit. Nafany now gets his way towards long position. And Heroic start to act out of the apartments. Max 10 to drop in. Inter's going to get checked. Still gets the kill. Nafany comes in to support. They drop that bomb in the pit control. Now the CTs can rotate. In the end, Nico gets those 2 frags to return a man advantage for Heroic for the first time in a very long time. And now Stown chimes in to deal with Hobbit, leaving Shiro left to save. And Heroic, that was the best execute we've had all game long so far. But that has come off the back of a very awkward rotation from Gambit.
I'm a little bit surprised that Shiro is actually saving here. Like, You're going into round 15, and there's just so much money on this CT side. Maybe he doesn't want to give up a secondary AWP for the T side because they don't have to reinvest it if he falls. That's probably the only way, but he could go for it, just try his luck. But just some really good trades, and I think it really helped that they found the opening pick. Gambit sort of being caught a little bit in rotation. Nice trades come out between the Moto and Mini-Pit player from the T side. He's got a nade, Shiro, but yeah, not really in a position to put it down in towards a corner. Heroic finally get something going for themselves.
That they do. 12-2. 10 rounds still leading for Gambit. Still a very one-sided CT performance in the Danes. Set in with AKs and AWPs for the final round of the half, as you mentioned. Gambit will be up to the AWPs. The M4s are standard. Utility set in. Let's see whether they can make it a 13-2 and set themselves up for a pistol whip and a win for this Russian camp. Out towards Bernardo again for the defaults for Heroic, taking a bit of damage very early on by the HEs and the incendiaries. It drives them back pretty far here.
Yeah, Heroic bringing a lot of players early on towards the banana contact to take that area of the map. Gambit playing a relatively passive approach with the AWP, leaned over towards that long control. A very decent buy for Heroic to bring forward into round 15. Now, the lurk from Nico has actually suppressed them for a couple of opening kills over the course of this first map. If they could try and see if they can get him to just get an initial engagement, try and get a bit of an advantage, that could work. But instead, they're just leaving Banana completely, starting to regroup into brackets.
Less than a minute to go. Heroic conceding that part of the map to try and regain a play towards A, which, to be fair, has kind of been, I mean, stretching the term here, but the most successful site to hit so far. Well, 2 players on the central side defensive and playing off anchor towards the pit control as well. Here they come into smoke down. One CT player overwhelmed by the numbers game. Blind sprays will do damage to Tesses, does not get that kill. And Molotov's in to try drive him out. 3 mollies coming through. He's still on the box, he's still tasting play here. They don't know if they've driven him out of position, or do they read that he's driven to the corner at this stage. Boost up, 1 player seen, that's a kill. Spray blind, Alexis down, Deagle set out for him, can take his man down. Time has been bought for the CTs to rotate, but the man advantage is not there for Gambit.
Heroic looking to try and get their 3rd round of the T-side half. Another resmoke coming in towards that Moto position, and they're trying to get the boost together. It's just not happening at all. So many sound cues coming through for Heroic, and for Gambit, they're just suppressed behind this utility and for the retake.
Hobbit trying to find an angle to work with here in the apartments. I set back in the bedrooms, doesn't see anybody. Time is ticking away. They've got to act pretty quick. Nafani starting to lean up, 20 seconds left. There comes the kill for Cadian. AWP shot in. He goes down. Hobbit and Shiro in a 2 versus 2. They can't see Tesses swinging. They can't see anything on the Heroic side, and the quick peeks in from the AKs. Get a 3rd for Heroic to recover, but it's still 12-3 up for Gambit.
Your destiny, slay your enemy, raise a legacy. No more apologies, trust your abilities, gather the energies. Pull yourself back together, been staying off track forever. Child of the nation, will seek redemption, time for salvation. Today is meant to be a day of victory, time for history. Reverse the tendency, fight the entropy, channel your rivalry. You're praying for fortune to come, you're hearing the sound of the drums. It's too late to backtrack, but pack your bag now. Keep your feet on the road and stand up. You've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, 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 out. Stand up, up. You've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, up. You've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Go save your team, be a hero. Take home the cup, be a star. They waiting for you, take aim, shoot your arrow. It's your time to shine, show them who you are. Stronger, gotta go faster, gotta get better, gotta work harder. It's fight or flight now, get up now. Go make the move, go for the goal, lead up the stadium, you know how it's done. Stand up, up, go what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you back out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle.
And that is how things have worked out at this stage. 12-3. Can Gambit keep it together? And you got the double flash and smoking for Hobbit and Nefani to try to do just that. Double flash and HG for Borup and Kanian. Heroic set their CT side. Let's see if Stan can make this happen. 2 quick kills, dropping the bomb with nade stacks in from Kanian. And further taps to the head as Hobbit goes down. Nefani, last man standing, and Heroic coming alive on CT side.
Oh, what a start coming through from Stown, out towards a banana contact, couple of kills coming through for Brokeable. He keeps pressing forward and more death rains from above. A great start, a great round coming through from Heroic and down to one man in particular. That was such an aggressive approach coming through for Gambit, trying to get quick control up towards the top of banana, but Stown, he was having none of it.
A perfect taps to the head, a perfect way to get in here for Heroic. And a perfect way to carry on the momentum from the end of the last half. Gambit were utterly dominant throughout the course of the entire first CT side. Now onto their T half is where things start to get dicey. At least that's what you might suspect here. Heroic back in control. Now can they keep that control is the new question of the moment for this team. Gambit up on the Glocks here, losing that pistol pretty spectacularly. They're up against the rifles and just going basic eco. No force buying in from the T's early.
Yeah, we've certainly seen some decent Infernos coming out from Gambit against top-tier opposition. We saw them take 12 rounds against Astralis. They had a couple of victories recently over Mouse Sports and had a close game against FPX. EG got to double digits against them only a few days ago. So we do know that they do have at least some experience on this map, whether it's been win or loss in a competitive fashion. But they're already up from 12. 4 more will do it. How much further can Heroic bring this back? Well, they're only up against a Glock round in this one.
Tesses holds the fam out here towards the balcony position, checking and baiting for info towards that short presence. Sees nothing. Smoke comes down instead. Flash over to Scene. Missing out of plays on everybody, but his SMG teammates have the backup, and they'll get plenty of money for their trouble. 1 player left in Hobbit, dealt with by the likes of Nico. 3 kills for Cadian in that round, and a 5th of the board of Heroic. Unfortunately for Gambit, running into the wrong place at the wrong time. Now they can have rifles to try and get some right rounds.
Get those rifles forward. Nefani going to force down into a Galil to just get himself a little bit more utility. Well, it should be AKs up for everybody else. And you've got to wonder, too, for Shiro and Axel, does this continue, right? We saw them have an unbelievably strong performance in that first half between the Rifler and the AWP. Now going forward onto T-side. Let's see if they can replicate. A bonus round coming through from Heroic. Still quite a few SMGs in play. Look at how many players they bring it over towards Banana to start this off.
Expecting a heavy banana presence from Gambit. I mean, obviously they did go for that very early in the pistol round. Not the same could be said for the eco of the rifles. Hobbit out towards the apartments, as most of it is actually passive mid control for the T side. They've gone for very little map control here on these defaults. Gives them little to work with for the execution if it comes in right about now. UMP and Borup leaning up as Hobbit leans downstairs into the boiler position, just looking for those opening kills here on the T side.
No, getting a fair bit of map presence, at least in towards the apartments. Now, Axel probably realizes, though, with that deep banana smoke, that there's at least some of this map presence being taken away. A jump spot coming through from Stown. Another resmoke comes in. Heroic putting a lot of pressure in towards Banana, and Gambit are just letting them have it.
Kill coming on Axel as Borup does get aggressive and does get shut down by the trades. A lot of CT aggression here to Banana, though. That M4 could be a concern on Stown. How much info will he get, or do they just avoid him completely? It might be the latter. He's not responding. No, he's moving. Stown is moving up towards that mid position, looking for kills, gets intos, trade still good for Shiro. 3-on-3, Fama close of Tesses, takes out one player in Hobbit. Shiro to swing back, get that kill together. Still Dink landed on that player, so a 2-on-2. And now Nico is also low HP. Nafani's closing in from the graveyard position. Smoke down, scene burst up, still gets the frag, and now looks for the AK. On for the A to Shiro, he has no idea, gets that shot on a quadra kill, but back turn to Cadian as he swings at the right moment, keeps the round together for Heroic. He's 6th up to the CT board.
A lot of pressure coming through from the Heroic side. Cadian, don't know what quite he was going all the way down there for, but he will be able just to get that round together, get that defuse on. And look, it came down to the aggression coming through. We saw a lot of Banana influence coming through from the mass majority of players to start off from Heroic. They end up taking the Banana control. They re-smoke down a couple of times. They even push further aggressively. They drop that bomb. A couple of nice off angles are being held between at least Tessus out from that short position. And then Nico tries to stay alive for long enough to allow Cadian to win that 1 versus 1. So Heroic have been completely flawless now in this second half.
So far, so good. 12-6 to the board. The Galil's in with 3 other players. Oh, Shiro! That's a good shot. And that's a start. Is he going to get aggressed by Nico as well? No, he smartly backs off. That's a good play because, I mean, they need to try and isolate him and try and see if they can take him down with low HP. That nade will be a start, but straight spam through the smoke allows Nafani to double up. 5 versus 3. He's aggressing even further and finally gets shut down by Stown.
Yeah, that nade actually pushes the AWP back, so Stown's able to pick it up. Glass cannon AWP from Shiro. That nade tanks onto him to very low HP, but there's a bit of a lurk going out towards the B side, but look how quickly they're looking to try and get in towards this B control. Oh, Borup. Was he seen on the edge of that smoke? I don't think he was.
Re-smoke down from the CT side, going to buy a bit more cover. Borup is waiting, sees Axile knife out, jumping in amidst the air, and Heroic bringing back the awkward start in this round to a 3 versus 3. Tessus is in the apartments. Hobbit has no idea. That's an AK to work with now for the CT side, and the AWP is Shiro keeping his eyes locked onto that boiler position. Now he's going to be out on Stown with his own AWP in play, shuts down the likes of Hobbit. And now Inters, or Shiro I should say, now Inters left alone. 1 versus 3, Galil in tow. And somehow, despite an incredible set-in from the Gambit side, a fantastic AWP shot to kick things off, they may bring this round back once again. Inters on 28, will get a kill off from one man, might isolate Tesses as well. Oh, just barely below me, evades the kill. But 20 seconds to get this round together, it's not going to happen.
No, certainly not. He could try and get out to the bomb site, but Borup's already here. More nades are coming down out towards the entrance. 3 HP. He might even be able to get a bomb plan in. That would be quite successful. No, just that last tick. Tessa's swinging in. And you've got to think for Gambit, they had the perfect start. The AWP pick coming through from Shiro Glass Cannon. The spray coming through from Nafani too. That was a 5-on-3 advantage, but Heroic still convert the round, even with 2 players alive.
Again, I'm kind of shocked that they brought that back. I honestly thought that was an amazing start for Gambit. Yes, a bit too overly aggressive from the player that went long, but instead of 2-for-1 trade that was brought back by some silliness and a lone style of play in the open, tactical pause for Gambit. And you talked about some of those stars needing to come alive, but right now their new focus needs to be on just keeping those team players in, because you saw how the player, I believe it was Axel, that made his way out of the main cross and into the CT cross past the smokes. Like, his aggression was completely unsupported by the Gambit side, and the kill coming in easy to equalize the situation ultimately led to their demise. So 4 rounds in a row for Heroic. Gambit taking a tactical pause, but not opting for a buy here. Scout set for Shiro. Deagle's in. Tech9 out for Axile. Glock in for Inters as well. Let's see if Heroic can just balance this one out, keep the round streak running. Whether these Eagles can do some damage here.
Got to remember too, this was Gambit Esports up 12-1 at a single point. So this is 6 rounds in total up for the Heroic side, including the back end of that first half. They're starting to get a lot of momentum. Nade stacks coming in. There's nothing Axel could do against that. Great utility usage out from Heroic.
Yeah, just stuck into the corner thanks to the incendiary. Dealing with an eco pistol. Only 2 pieces of Kevlar as well in for Gambit, so losing out on that front as well. Up in Acadian takes the Nafani. Another kill back on Nico next. Looking against the scout, Inters will fall. Hobbit left alone, bomb out in the open. 1v5 with not a single point of damage done to the CT side. And well, much like how Gambit were on the back foot over on Overpass, Heroic have been able to bring it back in similar fashion. And within only 4 of the lead here. We're looking for exit frags, hoping that someone from the CT side aggresses, but Heroic know that the economy will be better for them if they just let the timer run out.
It is very similar though, isn't it? Like, although it's not exactly the same, it's similar in the sense that we saw, Heroic getting an 11-4 half on Overpass, and then Gambit looked like they were coming back, and then maybe thought, okay, we could have a bit of a challenge on our hands here. Now, the one thing that did happen was that Heroic were able to close it out in the end, where for Gambit, they are struggling to get these rounds together now. They had such a momentum shift from the get-go, and now more dominance is coming through. The gap is closing round by round by round. We've got to see more tacticals coming out for Gambit. They can't just keep letting this momentum swing. We're seeing Cadian find some real good confidence. We're seeing AKs up on that City side, only 1 going into round 21. But Heroic, I think this is where we really start to see them being at their best.
What we need to see from these guys in Gambit is just an adjustment to try and play more as a team, to try and play for trade. You know, they were trading so well in that first half. The same cannot be said in this one. Find an adjustment real quick before they end up losing out full control. It's Borup and Nico here towards the brackets control in quad and brackets itself. Tessus will be the 3rd man to join the fray. Early utility up here in the apartments will ensure that Nafani does not progress much further until now. Gambit definitively looking for an A play. They've gone B several times, it's not worked out for them. Out of the gate, the AK sprays come through. Tessus finds one, Nafani can trade it. M4 at Borup, awkward spray back, does catch a kill. Damage done to Axel, but not fragging out on him. Shiro returned by Stown on the other side of the site. Here towards this bracket position, he goes falling. And the bomb's got to cross out of apps here. Nafani's pushing forward. Axel's still playing a little bit carefully though. He needs to cross and get this plant in.
He's so low. He's scared of trying to get that bomb over. More utility coming down into the site. The apps pop tried to come out for Gambit, and while they are in a 2 versus 3, you can't really say that was too successful. More utility for Nafani, and are they trying to take the fight? They might be wanting to get aggressive up from long rather than getting that bomb down, and it leaves Axel now in a 1 versus 2. He's got the info that there's at least 1 player down out towards long, but he doesn't really know where Borup is.
Is he going to try pull him for a fake and make him think that he rotated back towards the B site? I mean, Heroic are in perfect rotation positions here at the Arch. The time is running low, and his, pacing has allowed his teammate to fall. Now the CTs move up on him. He might not even get a bomb plant out of this round. Sneaking up, got to go for the default plant because it's the safest one. Seen right there, takes a fight, wins a headshot. 1v1 against Borup, and the spray goes better for the CT player. 9 to the board of Heroic, and I think that you mentioned it right there, playing scared. Gambit have gone from playing confident in the CT side to playing scared on T. Axel has run out of steam. He was on 16 frags, 18 frags or so just prior to the start of the first half, and now he's not really moved that much further forward here. He needs to get going and needs to stop playing scared, because it was the scared play that allowed Heroic to adjust against the Ts.
No, that was the best round from Gambit in the second half that we've seen yet, but even still, it's not a round victory. Heroic now make the difference. 3. This is incredible to think Heroic are bringing this back as far as they are. But Gambit, they just need that 1 round. That 1 good round that's going to just change it all. Money for a couple of players is very limited in the reserve. Single round loss bonus, obviously, for Heroic. Bringing a lot of players early up towards Broken Wall, now rotating them back. They're bringing 4 players in total over towards the A site.
Gambit here towards apartments once again. Look at SS. swing and hit? Actually, no. Missing out the spray. Nafani can take the kill as a result. Nico and Boropon on site gets straight for 2 for 2 as Axel chimes into Boropon on the site itself. Nade back. Damage done to Hobbit. Not as much as they hoped it would be. He's down to 71 in a 3-on-3 situation. Plant secured. One Gambit lurker out towards the mid position, and they're in the second mid in apartments now for Shiro. He's got to get more involved with this defensive, though. Got to go for a very late lurk in this one. The M4 of Nico leans up, looks back to the back lines, keeps his eyes on Boiler, expecting a T-side player to be here somewhere. Shiro closing in, 2 to be seen. He's going to backstab against the timing, can be perfect. Sees them both, takes out one. One player was watching, tags him, forced him away. Still, Axel turns on Stown, and Cadian's left alone in a 1-on-3 situation. Got to fall back and save the AWP. And at long last, it has taken a long time to get here, but Gambit will get their 13th, finally get things started here on T-side.
Oh, this AWP is going to fall shortly. Cadian! Oh, I thought he was just going to be able to hold on to it. Shiro finally finds the angle to be able to deal with him. So it's 13 up for Gambit, and look, there is enough money to go for the reinvestment. Stan doesn't have a lot, Nico doesn't have a lot. That AWP not being saved in actually can, long-term, make quite a difference here for Heroic. They're going to struggle to get the buy together, at least with the money that's going to be left in the reserve, and even a couple of players are going to be forced down onto SMGs.
The damage was done by Gambit, and this could be the breaking point. This could finally be that momentum swing that gets them back in control. Heroic need to recover the economy, Gambit need to keep it on its knees. Axel alone in Banana, tanking a nade behind him, didn't do as much damage as they hoped it would be. This extension against the Orb's going to be suicidal. Oh, he gets the kill on Cadian. That's big. Flash evaded, turning away from it, ducked behind the stack. The CTs don't extend, but they started things off fantastically, taking a power player out of position. 2 incendiaries will stall the hit, though.
Yeah, look, that gives a lot of information up too about the Anchors trying to draw out that utility. That's such a confident swing coming out from Axel. A tough duel, right? Up against an AWP out from CT cutoff, but he lands the shot, lands the immediate headshot, and now gets the advantage going for Gambit. Very passive towards the A defenders too. Crossfire being set between Nico and Tessus. Gambit have still got options though. They can fake over towards A, go over to the B side, and Heroic are going in for a complete gamble. They're rotating off a B. They're going to stack everyone at A.
Time's running short. 3 players set here. The Molotov's down. Nafani with the AK. Stown peeks in, takes the trade. That's only 1 player on the A site stack, though. The 4 CTs inbound. 4-on-4. Do they want to go for this? Do they want to try for the retake? Well, Stown will look past the smoke, try blind fire against them. Firing between T-side players. Lets all 3 cross, unfortunately. And with no response from the other CT members, it looks like it's just going to be a hunt that will be coming through on the post plant. But no, Stown does take 1 on Inters. Hobbit's going to hear them coming. I don't think he can catch the T-side players, though. He's going to let them sneak right past. The retake's on for Heroic here.
Yeah, Hobbit's got to be the one to really do the damage. Now, the T-side players on the site, they can't peek. They can't overextend. They've just got to try and wait out the time. Wait for Hobbit to make the backstab. No one's expecting this at all. He gets that first pick, tries to slow it down, makes sure he gets a second. And our Star and Nico are trying to come in for the retake. The AWP is holding the backlines, and Shiro is now caught out towards Snowbox. Have they got it? They don't have a kit. I don't think they've got time for this, Jay. And no kit in play from the Heroic side means they've got to back off and save onto their weapons. Gambit Esports get up to 14.
But how they adjusted with that lurk and then got the trades on the players on site. 1 shot through the smoke, secured Heroic the opportunity to go for that retake. And you could see they almost made it work. But losing a lot in that round. Again, AWP AK saved in is going to be the only weapons to work with. Heroic, do they force down? Do they try and cripple Gambit? I think they do, and that's what they do right here. Fama coming in for poor upgrade pistols on Deagles on 2. And it's do or die for the CT side.
Yeah, it was such a big streak coming out for Heroic, but now Gambit have been able to find a bit of a compromise, be able to get back involved. AWP gets boosted up towards the bottom of mid. A player could peek out from Mexi of Shiro with a Mac 10. There's Inters on the other side of it. First pick gets found by Katie, and that's a good start.
Heroic needing picks like that, dealing with Axile, dealing with the opening fragger. But other than that, it goes completely quiet across the map. T-side players here towards the apartments might be a bit of a concern for the likes of Tessus. That Deagle up close, though, got to land the heads very early here. 2 players defined. AK taps round the corner. He spams, gets 1 kill, not quite the second. But that's still a 2-for-1 trade to the favor of the CT side here. And Gambit, we're going to try act upon their A entries. Molotov's in, Deagle's still close, it's down. AWP locks on the shot, drops the bomb. Shiro here on the default plant position, desperately fighting to get some sort of control back on the default boxes. Catches down off, knows that Cadian's in the back corner. The 2 versus 2, the AWP repositioning, catching Shiro off as he looks the wrong way at the wrong time. And Nafani sneaking behind them here and towards the long control. Does the AK realize it at the CT side? He does now. Spray connects. Got to catch that offense. One more clear. We'll see information.
Oh!
But the spray goes left and right at the target. Does not connect to the kill. And Cadian ends up with 4 to his name and a brilliant 10th for Heroic.
What a round from Cadian. Oh, he was playing in the site. He was just hoping that his teammates were going to be able to bait around enough for him to find those connections. A massive hold coming through for the main AWP and IGL. And Heroic, well, they are fighting for survival. And Gambit, they are going to be ecoing going into round 25. This is still possible to bring the comeback in.
Eco for Gambit here. They've got upgrade pistols, no Kevlar, leaning back on their loss bonus, which fortunately is plentiful at this stage. But needing to get the decent rifles together. Naden is the center of mass. Cadian, first frag on the AWP. SMG of Nico, pressured, but they do not lose the advantage here. 3 on 2. And Tesses retreating back to the pit control. They're going to try to wrap the B site. They've got 1 player to deal with, but that might not be a bad shout here.
Yeah, Borup's hearing a little bit of this information and actually seeing that between the 2 of them, that there's no more A-site presence. Stan, his attention being brought over to CT. This is going to have to be a long-range kill. Contact comes through. Resmoke goes down. Try and slow the play. Work behind that smoke. Gambit might just have to try and push through it. Rotates are taking some really long time here for Heroic. They might just allow them to get the post plant in. Axel going through the smoke. Trying to be a bit cheeky, but it doesn't quite work.
Bomb being dropped as well. Inter's got to sniff down out to the open to grab it and get it planted. If they can get a bomb plant, that would be positive entities to try and grab a little bit of extra money. Can he plant safe behind first boxes? He'll tap it and try to look for kills instead, trying to damage Heroic. But finally, that plant will be secured. 3v3 retake. If Inters clutches this, that will be the most spectacular clutch that we would have seen so far, at least on the B stream. To his left-hand side, the CT's pressing in. How do they look? Making a lot of noise towards this behind the pillar. Gets a dink off, but no more than that to down. The fuse will be found. Heroic will have 11. Gambit do secure a bomb plant with their pistols, though, so that might be some bonus cash, at the very least, going into the next rifle gun round. Grab all the main weapons here for the CT side. Try to ensure that the main rifles stay in. Again, broken economies for the CT side. And yeah, they will grab the AWP here on Tesses, so 14-11, 3 rounds of difference. Gambit back up on the rifle buy.
And for Heroic, that's really vital there, that they just wait for that defuse, make sure that that AWP gets recovered to chuck back over to Cadian. Even running a double AWP setup now coming into round 26. The first time that we've seen it in this second half on the CT side for Heroic. 3 rounds the difference. We've seen them in this kind of position before. Gambit, though, have only managed 2 T rounds, and both of them were in a row. AWP from Cadian's actually playing out towards a B side this time around.
Double AWPs in for Heroic. Gambit. Necessary round to take here, and you can see they're back to the passive styles of defaults with 1 player in Hobbit leaning up to the apartments. That's all the aggression they've got here. And Heroic will hear bullets firing down range, get info to the obvious places where the T's would be at, but in overall information gain, there's basically nothing to work with.
They're slowly going in towards brackets, and they're being relatively silent about it. Although their utility's given their play away to an extent, they haven't made a lot of footsteps, haven't shown their card, really. I wonder what Gambit do with this. They just try and maybe smoke off Moto, just try and wrap in towards the A site. They've got no presence up towards the top of Banana, nothing in Banana at all, other than Axel just waiting for any kind of over-aggression. Getting closer to 40 seconds left on the clock. This has to be an A commitment.
Time's running short. Axile buying some breathing room over to Banana, maybe a last second rotation if they want to fake it out, but they've got to deal with those 2 CTs there. 3 on the central site defense on A. But Gambit running this timer low. Does Axile draw any attention away from his position? If he gets a kill, that might be a way to start things off. But bursting up, no rotation from the CT side. 19 seconds, they're going to have to act real quick here, seeing nothing coming in from Speedway. Utility thrown out, player in the corner, gets that frag together. Inters trades it back. Hobbit checking the pin control, but they're going to get this player in the second position. Back in the back corner, there's a kill on the bomb plant. That's going to be enough, Zero. Go plant central side in the midst of the Molotov. He hasn't got it, heroic! With 1 kill, secure the 12th. And Gambit, just so close, but with the timer so low, it costs him everything.
No way! No way! That just happened for Heroic. Gambit run the clock incredibly low. They have Axel towards the top of Banana, trying to sell the fake as much as he can. And Nico got that first contact out for Moto. A one-on-one trade comes through. We see Tessa struggling as well, but it's the AWP of Star that's able to find the connection. What a big kill. If it was on anyone else, it probably wouldn't have mattered, but it was on the bomb carrier, Jade. The bomb gets dropped. It gets picked up by Shiro. It goes down, but not in enough time. Oh, when you think about how many players got traded, Cadian was the only player alive. No way.
Oh, man. Tech pause for Heroic here. And despite all odds, they have still found themselves a serious comeback. And again, if Gambit choke this, if they lose this map to Heroic after getting a 12-3 start to try and bring it back and be competitive in this series, that might be the ultimate defeat for this side. Like, if they can keep it competitive, if they can be able to hold down this map and keep it at a 2-1 series against Heroic, even if they do lose it, then at least they can say, look, we went the distance against one of the top teams in the world. We eliminated Mouse Sports in the lower bracket, you know. We came through confidently during the play-ins. Thinking, who do they knock out during the play-ins? They came through upper bracket and, what was it? They knocked out Team 1. That led to their eventual elimination. Obviously, Mouse Sports were only in that position in the they beat Mouse Sports twice in the same tournament. Obviously, leading to the situation where, you know, Mouse Sports were getting knocked down to the lowers anyway. So yeah, there are some feathers in the hat for Gambit. 2 rounds of difference with Heroic, though. The comeback would be monstrous. But we're losing a lot of players. The buy will be timid.
Yeah, look, they've got the AWP in play, but you think about the investment they had in that last round. They were running double AWPs. They looked a really healthy buy. And with only 1 player surviving of Katie, and even Tessus is going to be just on that MP9, Gambit probably realize how close they have been on some of these T-side rounds, but just haven't been able to get over that hurdle. That was another really good chance there. But Heroic, they are still in this. They are not going to go down without a fight. They're going to look to try and see if they can continue to bring this back. And making a bit of a read of heavily stacking up the B side. Now, we know towards the top of Banana, they've been bringing sort of, you know, sometimes 3 or 4 players over, but then rotating them back towards the A side. That's not what they're doing here in round 27.
Banana control early for Gambit. They've managed to force down Cadian. Still Stown gets the opening kill on Nafani. Incendiary's up. Smoke back. He's going to try bait in the AWP. No, he doesn't overextend too far. For sure to get that kill would be huge for the Gambit side, but he doesn't manage to do so. Reloads in, nades up. Damage is going to continue to get done. Smoke down towards Cross. They're going to push ahead of their CT smoke. It seems to be the case here. Borat caught off, taken back by Inter. Spray blind from the CTs at CT spawn. Flash for Cadian will allow Stout to start peeking in. They talk about him being one of the best. Let's see if he can prove it in his clutch. No, Axile takes the kill and forces Heroic to save. And Gambit finally approach the final hurdle. 15-12. It's map points.
Oh, they get there when it counts. Heroic, unfortunately, played that so passive over at B. And for Borat, he had a bit of a tough time. The flash came over the top, and he was almost caught in a little bit of hesitation. Wasn't sure if he wanted to go forward or back, and he ends up trying to retreat, but just getting spammed down. And once that flash tries to come in to get down aggressively, if he doesn't find anything, then they've just got to save immediately. hold on to the 3 players of Nico, Cadian, and Tessus. Gambit. Oh, imagine the pressure being taken away now, knowing that at least overtime can be there, but we've got to 15 on our opposition's map pick. It hasn't been easy, certainly in the second half, but they've got there.
They just need one more good... That nade from Inters is going to take him down. Oh, actually, the bomb explosion that takes him down, but the HE is still good enough to just push him past that funnel a little bit. And look at the buy for Heroic here. AWP and M4 will be the only rifles. A couple SMGs passed around. Stam going to get picking up the AWP. No, passes back to Cadian. And those 2 Deagles in for Heroic. They want to buy like this a handful of rounds ago, which stopped Gambit from getting to map point in the first place. Can they do it again? And heads up into the banana control once again. Gambit going back to this passive default. I mean, given how few times this has worked out for them, I'm not a big fan, but again, Hobbit will try aggress towards the apartments. May challenge on Nico directly. Hearing footsteps here. Noise being made. Can he isolate the kill on this man out here? No, they're going to back off.
Yeah, this is a very heavy, aggressive apartment stance coming through from Heroic. They've got 2 players out towards the stairs, and well, you've got to wonder when at least one of them starts pushing forward to just get some information. Cadian with the AWP on a crossfire set. Hobbit peeking in, and the AWP can't find the connection. Hobbit finds that first, but the trade comes back.
Nico can pick the L back up, push it into the other side of the apartments for someone else to get it. Gonna need that M4 to stay in as well. Stound's on the other side of the B site, however, so there's no real way that he can get one of those rifles. Tessus has to be the man to take the M4 instead. Fast playing from Gambit onto the B play. Down ready with the Deagle. Up 1 kill for the SMG, 2 kills for the SMG. In fact, Borb looking against the AWP. Shiro knows it is a point blank. Eventually gets that kill to a 2 versus 2. But still, Heroic doing all that they can to hold down the bomb site and try to keep the defensive rolling. Even man standing for the retake.
AWP out for Nubox from Shiro, trying to get a bit of an angle. Tessus has been able to push forward into pool. I don't think he was seen on that jump peak coming out. Info's gone the other way, though. Tessus knows the AWP's out towards Dark. Nafani looking the other way. Oh, Tessus is going to try and get both kills. Gets that first, tries to connect onto the second. They've got to get onto that bomb. They've got no kit. They've got the kill, but have they got there in time? I don't know if they've got it. I don't think they do, Jay. Have they got the time? Oh, it's going to be close.
Nico.
It's going to be very close. Oh, they've done it,
boys! He's got it! Heroic! Continuing to make heroic plays here on Inferno to keep themselves in it. It's a great effort by Hobbit. If he got that second kill on Nico, then maybe that could have been a very different story, but Borb having his moments and everything, that SMG probably turned the tide of the whole round there. And for Gambit, they just can't break the cycle. 15-13, still map point up for them. Incendiary's down fast, plays in, Stan with AWP, quickly picks up Shiro, falls right back as the trade is still good. T's still ongoing here. Nade on Hobbit should take him down, and indeed it does. Smoke back, Incendiary's forward, and Gambit get the bomb to the site.
Post climb coming in for Gambit, but it's a man advantage up for the CT side. More damage coming through. It's actually the USP. The molly coming out towards a pool position is going to force Inters out to the open. He's burning down to about half HP, and Heroic are here in so many numbers. Inters peeking out from CT, leaves Axel now the last one left. Smoke goes down to the banana position, tries to peek back in. AWP doesn't find the shot. Axel just trying to waste as much time as possible. They've got a kit in play. They piece together. Axel taking a lot of damage, and Heroic have done it again. Another retake going the way of the Danes. 14 rounds now up for the Danes. One more to bring it to overtime. What a comeback this has been from Heroic.
Gambit, not like this, boys. So quick into the B site. You thought that maybe they could siphon off the CTs from the retake, but no, Heroic continuing to play with absolute confidence in their style. And now 1 round to the OT board. Gambit have the full buy. They're limited on utility by a factor of 2. And the double orb setup in for Heroic. Cadian straight in, ready to receive. Down to the mid control, looking on second mid for T-side contact, and nobody is giving up the ghost here. Gambit do not want to lose their opening kills, so again, it's this same passive default we've seen time and time again.
Look at how healthy the buy is for Heroic. We've got kits in play, lots of utility, double orbs coming out, no SMGs. And very passive from Heroic too. Hardly any aggression coming through outside of that initial forward stance coming out from Katie and looking out towards second mid. A lot of banana control being taken, but it looks like it's going to be retaken by the CT side. Axel finds that first pick.
Nades and flashes trying to drive Stown away. Molotov in, Axel will take some damage. One T-side player close towards Tessa as Stefani right around this corner. Orp boost up, they're going to hear it. Is he going to swing forward at the moment? Smokes down, he's going to back off instead as now the CTs focus on their B hit. Will Gambit commit to this? 2 lurkers out mid. That bomb's rotating actually. It might be another A play here.
I think you're right. They're going to fake B. They're going to try and bait out the rotations, but Cadian's still staying here from long. And as soon as he gets a peek, as soon as he gets a bit of a contact, they're going to know it's an A site and bring those players right back. 30 seconds on the clock. Gambit have got to act.
They've got to act on Nico first and foremost. M4 back a pit. Only a few moments here. Katie knows what's going on. Flashbang turned away from Nades up against his position. They take that first player down. Katie on site. Dealt with by Nafani. And it's a 5v2. Gambit on the precipice of finally taking this map at a 12-3 half. Heroic brought the comeback, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. Tesses with the most impossible clutch to make happen for Heroic. He's got the kit, he's got the M4, he's got no utility, and, well, I just don't even know how he goes for this. He doesn't. Shiro shuts him down, 16 of 14, and map 3 is calling after the break.